Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I got an old friend, perfect for the season too, as a matter of fact. Hang on. Oh, that's a wonderful, wonderful cup of coffee. Yeah, fresh bag of, brand new fresh bag of 8 o'clock coffee, pumpkin spice. Wow, this is a marvelous, marvelous flavor coffee from 8 o'clock coffee. Pumpkin spice. It is a medium roast, subtle spice, brown sugar, and sweet cream right there. I'll let you get a screenshot of that in case you want to pick some up yourself. Absolutely perfect for the autumn season. Now, I know a lot of folks who watch this channel in the Southern Hemisphere are heading into spring. Happy spring to you. Here, it's autumn, and we're getting ready for it. And you know what? I even have a long sleeve shirt on because it got really cold and rainy. It's like 50 degrees and it's raining. And yeah, the autumn just came in that way, but it's going to warm up and the leaves will start changing. And you know, Mother Nature will put on that great display, which is why I have this coffee mug, the end of the Commons General Store coffee mug. This is Ohio's oldest general store in Mesopotamia, Ohio, and I know a lot of folks will be taking to the roads to see the changing colors, and you know what? They very well could end up right there at end of the Commons General Store. It'd be a really, really nice destination out there in the rural area of Mesopotamia, Ohio. You'll see all the leaves changing and stop in and get some really, really neat items there. A very eclectic mix of things at the end of the Commons General Store. Ohio's oldest general store. They have that distinction. So if you're in the area, Northeast Ohio, Mesopotamia, Ohio, I always mention that. And it's a terrific mug. Yeah, I like that mug. And I was trying to find a mug that would say autumn and fall. And I figured, you know what, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this one because people will be out and about, you know, looking at the leaves change, checking out the color and that sort of thing. And they might end up at this place because it is in a really nice wooded rural area where you'll see a lot of bursting colors from on those autumn weekends when you get out there. It's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great. And speaking of great, JimiV Photography sent along a great photo here. He says, hi, Mark. Happy Monday. I thought you might get a chuckle out of this photo. Monday morning mailbag, coffee, and editing. Thanks very much, JimiV. JimiV is a professional photographer, videographer, editor, and here he is taking me along, so to speak, on his morning commute, editing there in his studio and watching the Monday morning mailbag. Very, very, very flattered by that, Jimmy. Thanks very much. And if you are taking me on your morning commute, hey, thanks very much for the ride. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Boy, we got some great, great subjects and topics this morning. Some great, great stuff. The viewers are just absolutely wonderful in sending along some really, really informative comments, educational comments, just fantastic stuff. And everybody, all the viewers are just really just great ladies and gentlemen, always very polite, to the point, and just makes for a really, really nice, rousing discussion about wet shaving. So my thanks to the ladies and gentlemen of the audience for always being polite and sending along your great comments and your great questions. So as we do every week, let's kick things off with a morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning's viewer shaving tip comes from viewer Supernova, whose real name is Leon. And he writes, he says, hi, Mark. Hope that you're having a great week and doing well. I want to thank you for all the work and effort you put in your videos, which besides being very informative, they're entertaining and relaxing. Thanks very much for that. I really do appreciate it. Love, love, love putting these together. Love the editing process. I've often said it's a lot like drawing a cartoon strip. Using the different tools and kind of piecing things together. It's just been a great, great time. But it's also a lot of fun because the viewers offer such great, great content. He continues, sometimes I find myself lurking through your older or unwatched videos just to have a relaxing time. I was watching your video where you tried your new silver tip brush and let it dry on the brush stand where it hardly fit. For brushes that do not fit on the stand, I hang them upside down with a cord or a strap, making a running loop knot as shown in the picture. You can use a handle strap that comes from some electronic devices like flashlights, phones, etc., which have a plastic ring that will hold the brush to dry upside down with no risk of falling. Hope this tip might be useful to your viewers. Thanks again and stay safe. Leon Waxstein. Leon Waxstein Supernova, thanks very much for that tip. That is a great tip and also something that I think you could apply to traveling. Just take some of those, like you say, some of those straps that come with some electronic devices. And I know we all have some electronic devices that are probably, they've expired already. You're not going to use them. And they probably have those straps there. You can repurpose them for hanging and drying out a brush if you're on the road or even at home. That's a fantastic, fantastic shaving tip. Thank you so much for that. Really, I think that's great. That's a great tip. And to say thanks, for you and only you, an original George sketch. So all you have to do is email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you two out there would like an original George sketch to hang in your shaving den, all you have to do is send me a shaving tip. Email it to me at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it on the viewer shaving tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will get an original George sketch. Just like Joe Rouse. Joe Rouse got an original George sketch, and he's displaying it in his shaving den, and he writes, hi, Mark. I know it's not quite as fancy as what others have done, but I wanted to share with you how I'm displaying my shaving tip George cartoon. I mounted it on the inside of my medicine cabinet, so every time I go in there to grab my alum block or something else, I will always see it. Take care, Joe Rouse. That's really neat, Joe. Thank you very, very much. I'm flattered and honored that you're displaying it in your shaving den. Thanks so much. Again, you got a shaving tip? Send it to me at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it, you too will get an original George sketch just like Leon and Joe. Thanks again, gentlemen. Really do appreciate it. All right, we're off to a great start. And I got to tell you, there's something about a pumpkin spice coffee and this cooler weather that they just go together. It's just wonderful. It's the perfect marriage of weather or season and coffee. It's absolutely ideal. Boy, this is a great pick for this morning's Monday Morning Mailbag. Pumpkin spice, 8 o'clock coffee. I'll show it to you again if you're looking for a nice autumnal coffee to kind of kick off the autumn season. Really terrific. And I know I'm going to go back for a refill. It warrants a second and a third cup. So I'm going to go back for a refill. As a matter of fact, let's all go back for a refill. Okay, we got some great topics here for this morning's refill, and I hope you got a refill and you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. This first comment comes from a viewer whose screen name is Ivor Mekton, and he is speaking in regards to the Merkur Progress. Now, I talked about the Merkur Progress in a review I did of top-end razors, and I've also talked about it in the Monday Morning Mailbag, so I'm putting this in the refill section. And he wrote, there have been minor internal revisions made to the Merkur Progress over the years. These will not be noticeable to the shaver. It simply means that not all parts are interchangeable from 1955 to now. It is worth noting that they come in long and short handled versions. Yes, I failed to mention that. I think I failed to mention that, but yeah, you can get this in a short-handled version and also in a longer-handled version. I have the short-handled version or the standard version. Because the head is made of Zamac, I would not regard this as a lifetime razor. It will last many years with care, but if the finish fails, it cannot be readily refinished. Well, thanks very much for that information. I have heard that is one downside to Zamac. Zamac is a great material to make razor heads because you can fashion them in any kind of shape, and it's also very economical and that sort of thing. The plating on this razor is very, very good, though. I mean, I'm looking at this razor head here, and it's all very, very top notch. I would think that they put on some really good, heavy, thick plating that is going to last and last and last and last. Now, I think my saying it's a lifetime razor, yeah, you know what? I think you could debate that point as to whether it's going to last a lifetime, be handed down to the next generation. I think it might be. I'd like to think it's made that way to where it could be handed down to the next generation. But, only time will tell. Yeah, it's not, I would say in the lifetime category of razors, you're looking at something like a Gillette Slim like this that I had replated in nickel. These are what? This is brass construction, and these were made. I mean, this is 60 years old. And because I had it replated in nickel, it's gonna go another 60 years. Absolutely amazing, amazing. That's why I say if you can get a Slim or a Fat Boy, but Slims are plentiful. I mean, snap these up. These are great razors. Not only do they give great shaves, but yeah, you'll be able to hand these down to the next generation. And maybe you have one from the previous generation, from a father or a grandfather. These are fantastic. And yeah, I think that there is that advantage of having that solid brass construction versus something that's in Zamac. I understand that. Or something in completely stainless, like the metaphor from Phoenix Shaving. Completely stainless. So yeah, I think this is going to hold up much better than a chrome-plated Zamac razor. However, again, I go back to the point that this is so thickly, this is the chroming on this appears to be so thick and robust that I think it's going to take a long time to wear down. What do you say? I'll put it to the viewers. Comment below and let me know if you think this is a lifetime razor or not. Be interested in hearing what you have to say. But it is a fantastic, fantastic razor. And even if you get a good, my gosh, if you buy it as a young man, let's say you're 20 years old, and it lasts a good 25 years, I think you got your money's worth out of it, really. Might even last longer than that. I don't know. I'm just picking a number here. But yeah, hey, thanks very much for the comment on that ivermectin. Again, only time will tell. Is it a lifetime razor? I'll put it to the viewer. Let me know if you think that's a lifetime razor or not, based on its Zamac construction. Now, Al Spencer very kindly sent this along regarding the wall plate and blade disposal. We've been talking about blade banks, and you can go up to Maggard's and get a wall plate and put it on your wall and cut a slot in your wall and then drop those blades in there and let them fall in between the studs, that sort of thing. And Al very kindly sent along this helpful suggestion here, this recommendation. He said, "Hey, Mark, the razor blade disposal wall plate brings back a lot of memories. One thing to remember is that back in the early 1900s, the walls in homes were not insulated and the blade would fall to the bottom of the wall. Caution should be used nowadays when mounting this plate so an exterior wall is not used, as the insulation in the wall will not allow the blade to drop. Might be a little something to share with viewers. Awesome Monday morning mailbag, Al." Al, thanks very much. Makes sense. If you're going to use this wall plate, and make sure you're not using it on a wall that's heavily insulated, because he's right. It's not going to drop to the bottom. But again, I'll leave it to you if you want to use a wall plate. This came about because some viewers were talking about the slots in the back of medicine cabinets. Oh, I know what it was. Bob LaRoe sent that picture from Reddit. And the individual on Reddit happened to be doing some home remodeling, and he pulled out this medicine cabinet that had a slot in the back where all these old razor blades had been deposited. And he took a picture of all these old razor blades that had just been piling up there. And yeah, that's what they did back in the day. They either, they had a medicine cabinet with a slot, and you would drop it and it would fall in between the wall. And now you can get a wall plate and put it on a wall and cut a slot in there, and you too can dispose of blades where future generations will be alarmed when they see them, I guess. So, yeah, that's very, very helpful, Al. I do appreciate that. I think that probably one of the better things to do in this day and age is to get a nice blade bank, and then after the blades are used, then just send them to a recycling center. We talked about that last week as well. Check out last week's Monday morning mailbag for the Gillette recycling website, where you can kind of coordinate with some recycling centers in your area to recycle those razor blades. I think it's probably the way to go. I like having a blade bank right there on the counter where I deposit all my blades, and then open it up later on and then take them to a recycling center. I think that works. That's the best way to do it, I think, in my opinion. But thanks very much for that, Al. Really, really do appreciate it. Speaking of using blades, viewer Anthony Lauder sent along these comments about blade use. Now, the question was about using a blade, and I was saying I like to use a new blade as often as possible. I'll use it for, say, 3 shaves and then toss it. I like to use a new blade as often as possible. Anthony very kindly sent along, even though you said razor blades are inexpensive, I use one side of my razor for 15 days, and I use the other side for the rest of the month, and I can still get BBS shaves and can make a pack, depending on if it's a 5 or 10 pack of blades, last for many months, rather than using a blade 2 or 3 times and then tossing it. That is extremely wasteful. Now, he doesn't mean extremely wasteful in the fact that you're going through a lot of blades, so to speak. He says here, I was referring to as wasteful is tossing after 2 to 4 shaves a still perfectly good blade that can still be used for more shaves for the rest of the month. So, yeah, Anthony, I understand your point. I might be wasting the usefulness of the blade where if I'm tossing it after 3 shaves, I might have some extra shaves in there, maybe another 4, 5, 6, 7 shaves. Yes, I understand your point. Why waste all those great shaves with a blade? Hang on to the blade and try to get as many shaves out of it as you can. Yes, point is very well taken. He goes on to say, as an experiment at the beginning of next month, try my suggestion, and at the end of the month, you will be pleasantly pleased with the results you get. Well, I might try it. I don't know. It depends on my schedule, because I do a lot of reviews of shaving gear and that sort of thing. I don't know if it's going to work into my routine. I'll try to make it work and see what happens. We'll see how it goes. But thanks very much for the suggestion. And I think it might inspire some other viewers to maybe go beyond 3 or 4 shaves with their blade. So, check out Anthony's suggestion and see if that works for you. And you know what? Report back here and let us know if it's something that really, really extended the life of the blade and you got some really, really nice shaves from one blade. I'd be interested to know. I mean, that would be, I might try it. I might try it. It depends on, I have to coordinate it with my reviews, that sort of thing. But thanks very much for that, Anthony. Really do appreciate it. Now, Mark Bagwell sent along some information about Rich Man Shaving and the knots that are used in his shaving brushes. We talked about that last week. And I will take these comments from Rich Hansen and I will pin them in the comments section below after Monday Morning Mailbag posts. Sometime during the morning, I'll try to get that up there so you can refer to the entire, you can read for yourself the entire text of his description of the materials, the kinds of knots that he uses in his shaving brushes. And he talks about the F2 innovator knots that he uses. The innovator knots were designed with the sole purpose of taking Badger knots to the next level of innovative performance. They are a marriage of luxury and performance all in one. F stands for finest, otherwise referred to as a two-band finest. 2 stands for second generation. This is quality two-band finest badger married together with a synthetic performance blend. Now, I think I incorrectly said that the knot in his shaving brushes were 50-50 ratio, synthetic to badger. I don't know what the ratio is, so I'm incorrect on that. You can check with Rich and find out for that, but there is a mixture there. And he goes on to say this maximum density knot is soft while at the same time maintaining solid backbone and exfoliating scrub. It is the most exfoliating of all the innovators. He also has an S2 innovator, and the S stands for Silvertip Badger. 2 again, second generation. Again, this is blended with a good quality synthetic performance blend. And he says it's very soft, luxurious, and gently exfoliating. And then there is the Ultra Luxe knot that he has. The Ultra Luxe is 100% high-density Manchurian Silvertip Badger. The Ultra Luxe knot is total luxury, he says. It is very, very soft. It can take a lot of water and retain a lot of luxurious feeling heat. So he also carries a line of synthetic knots for those brushes as well. He says the synthetic knots are good to have on hand in anyone's shave den. So he talks about that a little more. I'll post these comments. I'll pin these comments below in the comment section so you can read that. Just wanted to pass that on to you regarding his knots, because we talked about his shaving brushes last week, and I know they're very, very popular and they sell very, very quickly. So he has an Etsy store, and again, I'll have a link to his Etsy store if you're interested in obtaining one of his shaving brushes. This comes from Silas. We talked to him last week. He had a shaving tip that we used, and he also talked about his Tabac shaving stick. I just thought I'd do a follow-up with that. And he says, I added a picture of the soft Tabac soap and my DE shaving gear. The Tabac soap dried for 1 full week outside the bathroom before I took the picture, but I can still poke a very deep dent in it without much force. The other picture is from my DE shaving gear. I always like to see what stuff other people use. That's why I included the picture. Although it's nothing special, it works great for me. Well, that's all that counts, really. The brush is a €4, which is $4.70 US. Brush from a local German pharmacy. The same goes for the aftershave balm, but both do the job quite good, and the quality is very good for the price, in my opinion. I also have 2 razors, the Gillette Slim Adjustable and the €3 or $3.50 plastic Wilkinson. Of all the gear I have, I use the Wilkinson razor in combination with Arco the most often. Kind regards, Silas. Also, Siege Gilan, I think is how his name is pronounced. Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with a Gillette Slim, as I mentioned, and these are great. These are great. I'm glad you have one, and absolutely, whatever works for you. That's why I say right now is the best time to be doing the traditional wet shave, because you will find a razor, a brush, a soap, aftershave, etc., that fits your budget and your wallet, your face and beard. It's just the best time to be doing the traditional wet shave. There is so much out there. Just a huge, huge variety of choices. Just a wonderful, wonderful time. And as far as the Tabac shave stick goes, you know what? I'll put it out to the viewers. I don't know why it's soft like that. Have no idea. Maybe you maybe it's humidity. I don't know. Maybe contact the folks who make Tabac themselves and see what they have to say about it. That really is very, very puzzling. I've not seen that with my Tabac shave stick. But thanks again for passing on the pictures of your shave den. And I'll put it out to the viewers. If you have a solution regarding the Tabac shave stick, you know what? Let us know. Well, you know what? I'm just looking here. Looks like that wraps up the refill for this week. So my thanks to all the viewers who contributed. Really, really do appreciate it. And we'll do it again next week. Okay, it's that time of the show when we get to check out some new shaving gear. Okay, I got a great list of items to share with you this morning. We're going to kick it off with some comments from Mark Bagwell, because we just got done talking about the shaving knots in the shaving brushes from Rich Man Shaving. And Mark happens to have the Ultra Luxe shaving brush. And he wrote, the Ultra Luxe from Rich makes the S2 Innovator seem ordinary. I'm not kidding. Rich said it was like a pillow against your face. I wish my pillow was this soft. And I've had Manchurian Badger knots before, and none of them were this soft. This knot rivals any synthetic in softness. I'm not kidding. I'll be honest, it's an expensive brush, but less than many Simpsons brushes. And this is pure luxury. I'm really impressed with this brush. If I buy another brush, it will be this knot. And I asked him if I could use his comments, and he said, be my guest, absolutely. He also added, regarding the photo that he passed along, I will tell you, as pretty as the brush in the photo is, the photo doesn't do justice to the brush. So he's really impressed not only with the performance, the softness, but also the overall look of the brush. So I guess that's why the brushes from Rich Man Shaving sell so quickly. So thanks for passing that along, Mark. I really do appreciate that, and enjoy the brush. It looks like an absolutely gorgeous brush. It looks like, really, I can only imagine how great it is. So really enjoy that brush. Now, because we're in the autumn, because we've entered autumn right now, it's the autumn season. I had a shave with a shave soap from Phoenix Shaving that I absolutely love. It's not available, but it just screams autumn to me. It's Astro Traveler. And I happened to buy this, purchase this last year. I believe I purchased this last year. And the scent is still there, and the performance is still there. CK6, I had an absolutely wonderful shave with this. And talk about a wonderful coincidence, because this really goes well with this coffee here. Now, I believe it's not for sale up there anymore, and I believe Douglas, in the text that he provided to talk about this particular shave soap, he kind of moved away from calling it a pumpkin spice kind of scent. I get that vibe, I really do, but he's saying no, it's not that. But it definitely is a nice, beautiful autumn scent. And again, I've got enough to last me through autumn, and I got enough aftershave here to last me through autumn. And I love the artwork again. And I also have some of the aftershave balm. I was really, really happy to buy this. And when I saw that it was going to go away, I didn't buy it again. I should have. I'm kicking myself right now because I like this. So this is a reminder to get their app, because a lot of times they will do a surprise release. This is what I understand. They'll do a surprise release of a shave soap or a shave bundle. And it could be this, it could be oud spice, it could be a lot of different things. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Get the app. I just wanted to mention that to you. The app will have those kinds of deals, as I understand it. Douglas, if you're looking at this and I'm incorrect, please correct me in the comments below. But it reminds me, for autumn, they do have a shave soap for autumn. It's called Ciderhouse 5. And that is their autumn scented shave soap that's been released. And I'm definitely considering getting that one, because just love the autumn season. And absolutely, Ciderhouse, apple cider. Yeah, that's a great, just a great name for the shave soap and the aftershave. So I'm definitely going to look at that. I will link it below. And if you're interested in getting a shave soap for the autumn season, because this is what is in the description, that it's something for the autumn season. As a matter of fact, I believe I have it right here like this. And he says, the mysterious and spooky festive fall classic is back. And would you believe this is our 9th year doing it? So, okay, they're bringing it back. It's out there. For those who don't recall, Ciderhouse 5 was our take on a traditional New England cider mill that had some interdimensional issues. Okay, but here's the scent profile. Pipe smoke, mulled cider, oak wood, dried leaves, linseed, Yeah, this is definitely got that autumnal vibe going for it. So yeah, I am definitely going to check that out. And again, if you're listening, Douglas, Astro Traveler, I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. So just wanted to pass that on to you. If you're looking for a shave soap and a scent for the autumn season, Ciderhouse 5. Now, got some things from a viewer named Chuck Summer. He very, very kindly sent along some razors, and I wanted to show these to you because, wow, I've had a chance to shave with both of them, and I'm putting together reviews. The first one is like a $16 razor. It's available at Italian Barber. This is the Ming Shi Adjustable razor. This is $16. This is done in the style of the Gillette Fat Boy. I got my Gillette Fat Boy here. Now, it's not identical, but it is inspired by it. You can kind of see it is somewhat inspired by it. It has a smooth, continuous, well, first of all, it's twist to open. It has butterfly doors there. And it has a smooth and continuous adjusting dial here from 1 to 9. And it also has that quarter turn to lock everything in place, which is really, really nice. I mean, that is wonderful to have. So you can adjust it. Let's say this is at 3 here, and then just put your blade in and then just give it a little turn. Now, the locking turn isn't as pronounced as I've experienced on some of my Slims or the Fat Boy, but it's still there nonetheless, and it locks things in place. And I would say that if you take it up to 9 and then you lock things in place, it's going to be a little more pronounced. Right now, it doesn't seem to. Let me just let's do it like this here, like that. Okay, and then give it a turn. Yeah, it's not as pronounced, but it really did a nice job giving me a shave. It is milder than, say, a Gillette Slim or a Gillette Fat Boy, but for $16, wow, it's a really nice performing razor. I was very impressed with the mild shave I got, and I started, I think, at level 5. Knowing, actually feeling it at level 5, I probably could take it up to 6, 6.5. That's how mild it felt for me. But it gave me a nice, efficient shave, and yeah, this was a lot of fun to use. Again, it's another very, very affordable razor for $16. And if you want to take an adjustable razor with you on your travels and not worry about losing an upper level or more expensive adjustable razor, check this one out. Again, I'm putting together a review. I had a shave with it and a couple of shaves with it, and I was very impressed. For $16, it's not bad. Now, if you go up to Italian Barber and you read the information on their product page, they're saying, look, it's a $16 razor. Don't expect, diamonds and gold bars here because it's a $16 razor. So they're kind of under-promising and hoping that it'll over-deliver for you. But knowing that going in, lower your expectations a little bit. I think it's what they're doing. When you try it, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And it's only $16. And it seems to be well made for the amount of money that you're charging for. It's nicely chromed. It has some nice weight and heft. The only thing that I can say is that because of the collar right here, you're handling it right here on the handle, because getting into this area here while you're shaving might actually move that dial around a little bit and maybe throw off your setting a little bit. But it is continuous. I found that when I lock everything in place, I can dial this and dial the adjustability with no problem at all. I don't have to open it up and loosen and, readjust it. You can just lock it in place and then dial through my shave, and the blade gap opens and closes very smoothly. Like this a lot. And I believe the end tabs of the razor blade were enclosed in the razor head too, if I recall correctly. So yeah, that is the Ming Shi 3000 adjustable razor. Italian Barber, I will have a link to it if you're interested. Putting together a review. Gave me a really, really nice shave. I was very impressed with it. My thanks to Chuck Summer for passing this along. I liked it. Again, don't get your hopes up too high, but it is a really, really terrific razor for the money. Chuck also sent along the Razorock Adjustable razor. Now, this thing is a beast of a razor. It is very, very large. It's a long-handled razor. This one is also twist to open, very beautifully chromed. This is about $15. Now, this has basically 3 settings. What you do is you load your razor blade, and then you get that nice little quarter turn or that nice little locking turn to lock things in place, and then you can adjust the blade gap on the razor. If you can see right here, I don't know if you can see that. That is the adjustment arrow there with this little dot right here. Now, it has I don't know if you can see that, it has a plus and a minus there. The way this works is just 3 settings. Right in the middle right now, that's at medium, okay? If you turn this to the minus, okay, a quarter turn to the minus this way, a quarter turn like that, okay, to my left, a quarter turn, you're going to be the mild setting. Coming back up to the middle right there, and then a quarter turn, which would be to my right, but I'm going to do it this way for you. Quarter turn that way, okay? That's going to be aggressive. So that's basically it. Just start in the middle, okay? Turn it to the left to go mild, turn it to the right to go aggressive. A quarter turn is where you want to be for the mildest setting, and a quarter turn to the right is, I guess, the most aggressive setting. I turned it to quarter turn to the right, and wow, was that aggressive. I can't shave at that level. It was very, very aggressive. In the middle, it was a nice setting, very, very efficient. As a matter of fact, for me, I might even turn it just a little bit below that middle setting. So I think because it's smooth and continuous, you can turn this from the middle, a quarter turn to the mild setting, but maybe even go between there. Maybe an eighth of a turn in between there. Maybe just a little bit, maybe just nudge it a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. I think it'll work that way, but the directions on the Razorock, the Italian Barber product page for this Razorock adjustable razor says, start in the middle, quarter turn up for aggressive, quarter turn down for mild. But I am going to continue to use this and experiment with the different settings and see if I do get those little nuances between the quarter turns there. But beautifully chromed, really, really heavy weight. Again, I believe the end tabs of the razor blade are enclosed in the head. And just, really a nice, robust razor, adjustable razor, $15. I mean, another one, you can't go wrong. Just terrific, terrific adjustable razor that you can travel with or a daily driver for home. I'm really, really impressed by this. Thanks very much to Chuck Summer for sending this along. Also, I'll be reviewing this down the road as well. Mark Bagwell very, very kindly sent along a Merkur 25C open comb razor. This is about $35 on Amazon. It has a 4-inch handle. It weighs in at about 2 ounces, which is about the same weight of an Edwin Jagger short-handled Kelvin razor. This is a terrific, terrific performer. I really enjoyed using this razor. Open comb, it was mild and efficient. If you have a beard that's a little more demanding, you might want to go with an open comb razor. The efficiency is more so than the 34C. It has a very, very slim profile to the razor head, so you can get up underneath the nostrils and get all those little bits on that with the grain pass. Very, very smooth performer. I was very impressed with it. It is a 3-piece razor, and the handle is hollow. Can you see that the handle's hollow there? The handle's hollow. It is a nice, slim, slender handle. You can get a good grip of this. It is something that will appeal to both ladies and gentlemen. I would say the longer handle. The ladies will like this due to its longer handle and its mild yet efficient qualities. I've seen some reviews on Amazon on the 25C product page where ladies really like this a lot. So if you do get one, gentlemen, your wife is probably going to be borrowing it. But it is a terrific razor. Very, very maneuverable and very, very nimble. Like this a lot. So I just wanted to pass that on to you. And my thanks to Mark Bagwell for sending this along. I've had a couple of shaves with this already. Filmed a review, recorded a review of it, and putting that one together as well. And hopefully we'll have that posted sometime. Really, really terrific, terrific razor. So that's the long and short of it this week for new shaving gear. My thanks to Chuck Summers and Mark Bagwell for sending along all that great information regarding brush knots and razors and that sort of thing. So thanks very much, gentlemen. Really, really do appreciate it. And again, check out Ciderhouse 5 from Phoenix Shaving and get the app. Get the app on your phone. It's available for both Android and iPhone. You'll see what's available. You'll be in the loop, I guess, with Phoenix Shaving. But Ciderhouse 5, check that out. Thanks again, gentlemen. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments this morning. The first one comes from viewer James Sefton, and he is commenting on the review I did on barbershop scents in the various shaving soaps. And I know I left out a few here and there, probably going to have to update it down the road because there are a lot of great barbershop scented shave soaps out there. But he wrote, "Hey Mark, great video. Barbershop scent reminds me of my grandson. When he was about 4, he wanted to see where I got my haircut. So my daughter took him there and he told me, 'Paw, I don't like your barbershop.' I asked why, and he said, 'Because it smells like an old man in there.'" That's a very cute story, James. Really do appreciate it. And it reminds me of a purchase I made that a lot of people reviewed as old man scent, and that was Clubman Whiskey Woods. I recall seeing the reviews on this, and when I saw the reviews before I made the purchase, I did hesitate a little bit. I did hesitate a little bit because they said, "Oh my gosh, if you want to smell like your grandfather, then get this stuff." But you know, when I first sampled it, you know, I thought, yeah, I think it does have that kind of tinge to it. But you know, this really, really grew on me. This is a fantastic, fantastic scent from the Clubman line. And this is another one I should have mentioned that has that neat barbershop kind of scent to it. Really, really terrific. And not at all very expensive, rather affordable. It's from the Clubman Pinot Reserve line of aftershaves. But Whiskey Woods, your comment reminded me of this, to pull this out and talk about it a little bit again, because it really is a neat scent. And even in my reviews, as I recall, I talked about how it really didn't grab me when I first used it. And I employed my rule of setting something aside and coming back to it later, maybe in a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, and then trying it anew. Maybe my expectations have changed, whatever. And I tried it again, and it just wowed me. I really love this scent. And again, it is in that classic barbershop kind of category. I like it a lot. Whiskey Woods. So you know what? If it makes me feel, if it gives me the scent of an old man, I don't care. It's a great scent. It's a great classic barbershop scent. And maybe for some, it's going to be a throwback to yesteryear. So a cute story from your grandson, about your grandson, James. And you know what? Maybe get some of this and try this and see how he reacts to it. Maybe he'll say that you smell like the barbershop again. So I just want to pass it on to viewers. Again, James, great, cute story. Really, really terrific. Thanks again for passing it along. Okay, this is kind of neat. We got a YouTube link. This comes courtesy of viewer GJC. This is Gary. and he writes, maybe this would be interesting to know about. The surf rock group known as the Pyramids shaved their heads with what or what techniques? It's not stated. Here's a YouTube video link. The video includes a few minutes of interview with some of the members. Now, if you watch this, I saw the beginning of this clip. Dick Clark is in the audience talking to some of the young men, asking them if they would shave their heads. And of course, they were all rather hesitant. Someone mentioned, you would look like Yul Brynner. And of course, Yul Brynner made an entire career by having a shaved head. But wow, have times really changed? Because I think the shaved head look is becoming quite popular. And back then, I would think, what is that, the early 1960s, I would think? That probably helped them stand out because I think it offered a little bit of shock value. Everybody wanted a full head of hair, and here these guys went in the opposite direction. But yeah, it would be interesting to know what they used to shave their heads with back in the day. I would really like to know that. If anybody can find any information regarding the Pyramids and what they used to shave their head, that would be a great follow-up. But anyhow, Gary provided the link. I will provide it below so you can check out that video. Really, really neat throwback video to see see a rock and roll group from the early 1960s shave their head. Really, really neat. Thanks very much for sending that along, Gary. Really do appreciate it. Okay, this next comment comes from viewer Bob Flora, and he gives an update of sorts of his experience with a Rockwell 2C, and I include this in case some of you out there are looking for a new razor, a new adjustable razor. You might want to look at the Rockwell series of razors. And Bob writes, bought a Rockwell 2C as a second razor to see how a new razor compares with my Fat Boy. The first shave with the 2C was an amateurish mess, as I did the second and third passes with wet hands and a wet razor. Yuck. Lesson learned. Still got a decent shave though. Second try, 2C with plate 3 for the first shave, switched to plate 1 for the other 2 shaves, and considerably more patience. Used Williams soap and Rockwell's blade, followed by an aloe rub and shave balm. Got a delightful BBS. Thanks to good advice from several YouTube videos. The 2C is the right razor for me. No way could I use the coarser plates. Now for another try with the Fat Boy. Thanks very much for that, Bob. I appreciate that comment. If you're looking for a really good, versatile razor that is very, very well made, the 6S is very, very good. I have a 6S courtesy of Jim from Northfield, and I like shaving with the number 3 plate. Here it is right here. I got the number 3 plate right there. The number 3 plate is great for face shaves and also for head shaves. It's right there in the right spot for me. It's not too mild. It's not too aggressive. It just seems to be in the right spot there. And I really enjoy it. Now, the 2C is a chrome-plated Zamac, as well as the 6C, which is chrome-plated Zamac as well. I know the 6C is $50, and the 2C might be discounted from there as well. The 6S, which is stainless steel and comes with all the plates, is $100. But any of these will give you a great, great shave. And the idea here is that you can change up the base plates by flipping these from one side to the other. So here you're at 3, and then you can flip this over to 1 and go from, well, here's 1 right there, okay? And then, yeah, that's 1 there, and that's 3 there. I had it upside down. So you can start on 3, and then if you want to, you can flip it to 1 and go a little milder. Or you can go with plate 4, and the other side is 2, or go with plate 5, the other side is 6, which is getting into the aggressive range. I've not used the 5 and 6 plates. I've used 4 and 2, 3 and 1. 3 and 1 seem to be very, very good for me too. It seems to be a good fit for me. Sometimes 4 and 2 is very good also, with maybe a little more beard growth. But Yeah, terrific razor. So if you're looking for a razor that will allow you to find your shave with a razor, find the correct level of aggression, so to speak, Rockwell, they make a great razor that will allow you to do that. Either the 6S, which is stainless steel, the 6C, which is chrome-plated Zamac, or the 2C, which is also chrome-plated Zamac. Very, very, very good razor. So thanks very much for that, Bob. Really do appreciate your comments on that, and I'm very glad to hear that you're getting along with the 2C. Okay, viewer Anthony Lauder asked the following question. In all the shaves you have done using different razors and blades, including the feather blade, what is the worst experience you have ever had? That's easy. The worst experience I have ever had is using too aggressive a razor to do a head shave. And it's been either a standard aggressive razor that is just far too aggressive for my skin and scalp type, or getting an adjustable razor and dialing it up too much, whether it be the Crusader, the Emperor, the Fat Boy, the Slim, the Futur, the Progress, any of those. There's always been this temptation on my part to dial it up a little more and see how that efficiency works out for the purposes of maybe doing a new review with that particular razor, and just dialing it up and adding a little variety to the review. Oh, I'm going to use this razor again, only I'm going to dial it up a little bit. And inevitably, it just becomes too much, and I end up tagging myself pretty good or nicking myself pretty good. And you can see evidence of that in some of the reviews and some of the Monday morning mailbags that I've done, where I've got a pretty good nick from trying to do a shave with a razor that's a little too aggressive. I've learned that for me to do just from experimenting with the different levels of aggression and different razors and different adjustable razors, I've learned that it's best for me to keep it on the mild side. So if I'm going to do a head shave with an adjustable razor of any kind, keep it below 5. If it's 1 to 9, keep it below 5. If it's 1 to 5, keep it about 2, 2 to 1. We've talked about it, the Rockwell 6S, again, the 3-plate. I mentioned this earlier. The 3-plate is just absolutely perfect for a head shave for me. It's just a wonderful, wonderful smoothness and efficiency. It's terrific. I can even finish up with the number 1 plate for, say, the second pass, or maybe a little bit of touch up there, and it is quite mild. Just terrific. I've used the Icon X3 razor. You've seen me talk about that one, the Icon Slant. That is just so very, very mild yet efficient. You'd be hard-pressed to nick yourself with that, really. That's a terrific, terrific razor for a head shave. So yeah, I try to keep it on the mild side. There are times where I'm tempted to use something that's a little more aggressive. The recent shave I had, the head shave I had with the Parker semi-slant, that ended up being a little milder than I thought. I thought that maybe I was going to be pushing the envelope with that razor a little bit. You saw that review on Friday, I hope. Maybe I was pushing the envelope a little bit. Maybe it was going to get into the aggressive range. No, it turned out to be a really good, efficient shave. Not as mild as the Icon Slant, X3 Slant, but still a good, mild shave. Very, very close result. I really enjoyed doing it. However, if you recall, I slowed down and I took my time with that to make sure that I didn't catch a nick. But the lesson here is that my worst shaves have been when I'm tempted to use too aggressive a razor for a head shave, or take an adjustable razor and dial it up too much. It's disastrous results for me. So I keep it on the mild side. And I've learned that just good technique, hitting that 30-degree angle, maintaining it throughout the head shave, I get a great, great result. I really, really do. Just through good technique, making sure that there's enough blade feel there so that I'm not missing any spots. And then again, if I have to, again, you see me do a touch-up where I'm taking the cream off of the brush and putting it on my hand and actually rubbing it into those areas that I missed and just doing a little bit of buffing, but making sure that I have protective cream in place. And I get a great result. Again, mild razor. So yeah, those are the worst experiences I've had using a razor and a blade on a head shave. Because when I use an aggressive razor for a face shave, for some reason, I don't get that disastrous of a result. I understand it's more aggressive, and again, I slow down a little bit and I try to hone my technique. I guess a head shave is a little different because of the different surfaces and the contours that are ever changing. I think maybe an aggressive razor, you got to hit it just right. I'm not entirely sure. Bottom line is mild razors for me for a head shave, and worst experiences have been when I use too aggressive a razor or I dial an adjustable razor up to too aggressive a setting to do a head shave. Wish I could do a head shave like Jimmy out of New York, who's got a wet shaving channel. I'll link his channel below because I've seen him take a Rockwell 6S and use the 6 plate and do a head shave. Wow. Bravo, Jimmy. Though that's fantastic. Me, 3 plate is plenty for me, and I get a great result too. All right, so I hope that answers your question, Anthony. I know it's not as specific as you want it, but that's kind of the general sense of it. Any of the razors that I've used, especially adjustable razors across the board, if I dial them up too high, it's a bad experience. If I keep them mild, as they say, right on the money. All right, thanks again for the question. Really do appreciate it. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog, for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. Check out Global Shave Clubs International for some great shaving gear. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the products I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.